So I hired an office person, take the admin off me. Why do I still feel like I'm doing everything? Okay, so this is a similar answer to the first one, and it's you need to get out of your own way. So usually when you take a hire on board, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So you haven't mapped out the expectations early. You haven't laid out the roles and responsibilities of that person and what they should be doing on the day-to-day basis. You've just kind of said, look after the invoicing, look after the quotes, deal with this, deal with that. But you haven't mapped out how that actually works, what that process looks like. You didn't do your due diligence when you hired that person, so maybe that person isn't up to scratch, and that's because you've just hired maybe somebody you knew, your partner, your daughter, your friend, whoever. You just took somebody on without actually doing the due diligence on what their experience is. You haven't interviewed them because you didn't have the confidence to, and you just took on the first person you seen and they aren't up to scratch. So sometimes that can just be what it is. So the other one is no training, or you didn't delegate properly. So kind of similar answer to the first one. Setting the expectation of when you bring somebody into the business, it's not just a case of bringing them in on day one. Again, I touched on this on a previous video there. It's not just a case of bringing somebody in and then walking away. So what the big mess that you used to deal with before, all you're doing is lifting that mess and putting it on somebody else's desk and walking away. That's not delegation. That's not, handing over processes or something to do. That's just taking your shit and landing it on somebody else's desk.